The Minecraft Live mob vote is finally here, and we finally have information on the first mob that's going to be part of it, the Sniffer. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you everything we know about it so far, and if it's a good mob to vote into the game. So more or less in the video that Mojang has given us about the Sniffer, this mob would be one that does not actually naturally generate inside of the world. In fact, this mob would only be found if you happen to locate the ancient sniffer eggs. And based on the previous video that actually announced that there would be a mob vote, we happened to see information in that was discussing that ancient ruins chests would have eggs in them. And so the idea around this mob, based on what Mojang has told us, is that you would be the one to revive this ancient species by basically taking their eggs out of the ancient ruins, planting them on dry land, and then of course letting them hatch. In terms of the appearance of this mob, I would say they look a lot like a duck-billed platypus. I'm not sure if that's actually what they're going for, and of course they seem to have sort of a strange green shell on them, with their egg looking somewhat like a turtle egg. In fact, it seems to me overall that their entire system of finding them and getting more of them would be the equivalent of how you do that with turtles, basically getting a source of the eggs, in this case from chests, planting them down on the beach instead of underwater, and then after some time they would hatch into the Sniffers. But also in this Minecraft Live we saw some really interesting information. You'll notice towards the end of the video, instead of just seeing one Sniffer, a second one appears on the screen, and this one is a lot larger than the first one. But even the first one was able to have its unique ability, and you'll notice that second one is almost as big as the two players shown in the video, so potentially the Sniffers could be one of the largest passive mobs in the game, because in the video I would say they're shown to be probably 2 to 3 blocks wide and a couple blocks tall, which is definitely quite large for a passive mob. In terms of their ability, what would the Sniffer actually do, and why would we potentially want to vote this mob into the game? Well, more or less the Sniffer would probably be some sort of a plant-eating mob, going around maybe eating different flowers or at least sniffing them out. But in terms of the ability for them, not just being sort of an atmospheric and interesting addition to the game, what would happen is they would basically root around in the dirt, and in there they would find seeds, but not just any seeds, seeds for special plants, and you can see that right there in the Minecraft Live mob vote video. They're these strange seeds that the Sniffer seems to be getting out of the ground after sort of digging in it, almost like the turtles dig into the sand to plant their eggs. I'm assuming it would work something like that, as there's definitely a lot of parallels between these two mobs, ones that have to do with the ocean and the land and sort of the beach. And then in the video we can also see that when they take those seeds and plant them down, they get a strange vine-like plant. Now of course right now inside of Minecraft all we have is literal vines, and these things are sort of like ladders. They'll go on the sides of blocks and aren't really that interesting, although are definitely a good bit of atmospheric detail. However, this plant would seem to be somewhat freestanding, maybe a new crop. It's actually really cool, because a while ago I was talking about the fact that I think that Minecraft should have some more crops in it, and some more growable plants, as there's actually only about 6 of them in the game. And so by having the Sniffer giving you the ability to gain this plant, I think it's a great unique mechanic. But on to something very, very interesting. Now that we know that the first mob in the mob vote is the Sniffer, this confirms a mob vote leak by Roger Badgerman, in which he said that the Sniffer, the Tuff Golem, and the Rascal would be the 3 mobs in the mob vote. And as you can see on the poll that he did, the Tuff Golem seems to be incredibly popular, and what's awesome is the Tuff Golem is shown inside of the first Minecraft Live video, and in the actual video as you see there it's almost impossible to see what's going on. However, in this picture that's sort of been refined and changed so you can see it, there it is, a Tuff Golem that is in really good detail. I would honestly assume this is Mojang's way of saying that because so much of the community wanted the Copper Golem and it wasn't added, they would still add more golem-like mobs into the game, but also Minecraft Legends is going to be adding all kinds of golems to it, so for instance cobblestone golems and just all kinds of them. But with all that to say, this does confirm it, and so later on we'll be getting videos telling us all about the Tuff Golem and the Rascal, and I'm very interested to see what the Tuff Golem and the Rascal do. As one other interesting thing that gives us a little bit more information about the Sniffer so we can make a better decision on it, according also to Roger Badgerman in another leak, so not 100% confirmed, but basically it's going to be real. You can see there's going to be skins added to the game that'll basically allow you to wear that skin to show your support for different different mobs, and you'll be able to vote for the mobs in the launcher for 24 hours, starting on October 14th. Hopefully you enjoyed this video about the Sniffer, and be sure to subscribe if you want more Minecraft 1.20 news.